One of the most bizarre attempts to prove Olympic still lives is conducted by New Zealand psychic Corin Emery. He claims that through the power of a seance, he can contact Vanisher and speak in his voice. One of the most bizarre attempts to prove Olympic still lives is conducted by New Zealand psychic Corin Emery. He claims that through the power of a seance, he can contact Vanisher and speak in his voice.
Good evening. I shall reflect on a cold case tonight. A case that happened many years ago. A vanisher, if you will. Abandoned his family.
Conducted by New Zealand psychic Corin Emery. He claims that through the power of a seance, he can contact Vanisher and
let us begin. It is a case from 1968. Had abandoned his family behind. The bills kept piling up with little income. When he caved under post-war pressure, he simply couldn't handle the game no more. And he had planned to opt out for a while. Where pressure was getting to him at his job. Bills piling up with no good promotions. First thought of this in 1965. Not easy, he was torn. He loved his kids. But unhappy, could no longer serve the man. Nor was his wife really happy back then. But who could one turn to was almost no support. And thought this was the only solution. It was his insecurity at root,
One of the most bizarre attempts to prove
driven by
validity
something lacking in himself.
Museum psychic Corin Amory. He claims that through the power of a seance, he can
The bus station where he started plays a role. When it was thought he escaped by airplane. Maybe a female figure guided him. And his only regret is his children.
One of the most bizarre attempts to prove Olympic still lives.
Or he took a couple photos of them.
Corin Amory. He claims that through the power of a seance, he can contact Olympic and speak in his voice.
Cashed out some stocks or bonds or life savings. The only transactions I can vision. Not so he found employment right away. Unemployed at first, lived off his savings. Lived off his savings. But he didn't touch his son's college funds. As for his wife, she's tried to declare him dead since.
He claims that through the power of a seance, he can contact Olympic and speak in his voice.
And collect money, but without success. It was so long ago. Still in this realm. But at the time, at the time it was an adventure. He felt free. The world comes up, but not for sure.
One of the most bizarre attempts to prove Olympic still lives is conducted
When almost he took a look at himself.
He claims that through the power of a seance, he can contact Olympic and speak in his voice.
Living in hotels on hash, fried eggs and beans. I see something with working with his hands. Or rather a simple, more plain existence. In touch with himself and taking up art. His former life at the back of his mind.
One of the most bizarre attempts to prove Olympic still lives is conducted by New Zealand psychic.
Not so reminiscing about his past.
He claims that through the power of a seance, he can
Wouldn't recognize the world he left.
aimless, and
Nor would most recognize him at this point.
there.
Perhaps it's better this way, let the past be gone.
One of the most bizarre attempts to prove Olympic still lives is conducted by New Zealand psychic Corin Amory.
And he is still alive,
Through the power of a seance,
but in ill health.
contact the language and speak in his voice.
That is all for now. That is all I'm getting. That is all as I'm transmitting. He is transmitting, but he's still in this realm.
Something that is quite aimless
That is all.
and is not
You must leave.
difficult to bear.
The mast.
One of the most bizarre attempts to prove Olympic still lives is conducted by New Zealand psychic Corin Amory. He claims that through the power of a seance, he can contact the language and speak in his voice. Something that is quite aimless and is not difficult to bear. One of the most bizarre attempts to prove Olympic still lives is conducted by New Zealand psychic Corin Amory. He claims that through the power of a seance, he can contact the language and speak in his voice. There is something that is quite aimless and is not difficult to bear. One of the most bizarre attempts to prove Olympic still lives is conducted by New Zealand psychic Corin Amory. He claims that through the power of a seance, he can contact the language and speak in his voice. There is something that is quite aimless and is not difficult to bear.
Still alive. Maybe with another intelligence in the space.
One of the most bizarre attempts to prove Olympic still lives is conducted by New Zealand psychic Corin Amory. He claims that through the power of a seance, he can contact Valentic and speak in his voice. People spoke of before. I know that my family are very sad, but it is
not necessary. Death is something that is quite painless and is not difficult to bear.
Still alive. Maybe with another intelligence in space.
One of the most bizarre attempts to prove Valentic still lives is conducted by New Zealand psychic Corin Amory. He claims that through the power of a seance, he can contact Valentic and speak in his voice.
People spoke of before. I know that my family are very sad, but it is not necessary. Death is something that is quite painless and is not difficult to bear.
Still alive. Maybe with another intelligence in space.
One of the most bizarre attempts to prove Valentic still lives is conducted by New Zealand psychic Corin Amory. He claims that through the power of a seance, he can contact Valentic and speak in his voice.
People spoke of before. I know that my family are very sad, but it is not necessary. Death is something that is quite painless and is not difficult to bear.